Took crops to Joplin, through the pass, got there and back on a gallon of gas. Drove to the mountains to hunt and fish, took all our gear and our hound dog, Tish. Overhead cam and 4-speed stick, hauling these plants ain't no trick. Me and my Datsun don't waste no time, just keep on moving on down the line.
Hello everyone, this is Galacticus X coming back to you with another video, the first video of 2018. And I thought this would be a good start for the new year to make a video of all the games I got recently during Christmas and Black Friday. I didn't get any games for the on Steam. I opted for physical games because there were a lot of games that you could get for new and used in very low prices. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first game, and the only game for Xbox 360, Halo 4. I haven't played this game. This is the only game of the Halo series that was missing from my collection. I've been told that it's well, the reviews were not so kind, and I think it was the first game after Bungie and Microsoft parted their ways, and it was the first game of 343 Industries in the Halo franchise. So yes, I'm looking forward to playing this game and to see what it's all about. Another game from the last generation of consoles is for PlayStation 3, Killzone 3. It's a hardcore FPS with fantastic graphics and one of the games of the later games of PlayStation 3, when the developers could get the system to produce really excellent graphics. They mastered the programming of the PowerPC and the proprietary hardware of PlayStation 3. Another game in that vein is Resistance 3. I've been missing this game to complete the Resistance trilogy on the PS3. It's a game with fantastic gameplay and really impressive set pieces. They remind you of the good times of Call of Duty, the first Black Ops game, and Modern Warfare 2 and 3. And also, if you play these games and starting from Resistance 1, you can see these games are indicative of the developer trends, because they started with Resistance 1. It was one of the launch titles for the system, in which the developers designed a game with high resolution but relatively simplified lighting and particle effects, and gradually, as the years passed, they mastered the secrets of the system, of the hardware, and they opted for a slightly lower resolution but much more impressive environmental effects. So you can, if you play Resistance 1, 2 and 3, you can see this gradual evolution and this difference in game design philosophy, and you can enjoy really one of the best shooters, well, one of the best shooter franchises in console history. So there's that. Another game for PlayStation 3, MotorStorm Pacific Rim. This one reminds you heavily of Forza Horizon 3. I haven't played Forza Horizon 3, but from what I've seen in YouTube, it's the scenery, the exotic scenery is very reminiscent of this game. This game really pushes PlayStation 3 hardware to its limits, and the gameplay is really frantic and quite enjoyable. It's recommended to every arcade racing fan. Golden Axe Beast Rider, another game that was that received bad reviews from the critics, and admittedly I haven't played it yet, but I've seen through YouTube playthroughs that it's a rather simplistic game compared to other contemporary action games. But considering that you know, the older Golden Axe games and other games of the 8-bit or the 16-bit era were shockingly short compared to modern games, this one is not half bad. I mean, I remember the classic Game Room review of this game, if you want, that stated that if you want, he repeatedly said, if you want to chop off decapitated heads and burn them with reptile monsters, this is your kind of game. Okay, and for every fan of retro games, I think this is a worthy addition to any retro fans collection. Tron Evolution. I really love the film that was the basis of this game, Tron Legacy, and I think the story of this game is setting itself before it's a prequel to the movie, and it leads up to the events of the movie. So this game, of course, it has an interesting story and very satisfying gameplay. It has its frustrations and its some levels that you really are getting a little bit disorientated, but generally it's a very atmospheric game. I really love the cyberpunk and the aesthetics, the unique aesthetics of the game, and it's a pity that Disney did not follow up Tron Legacy with a newer movie. I really like Jeff Bridges, and I would like to see him returning as Sam Flynn. I think his name was Sam Flynn in the movies. So yes, and actually this this game really gave me the urge to go and buy Tron and Tron Legacy, the movies, in physical form. We'll see about that, and maybe I'll get them in Blu-ray, maybe I'll get them in Laserdisc, which reminds me I have to show you my Laserdisc collection someday. As with other stuff, I haven't seen you so many stuff that I got for the past couple of years, but that's a story for another video. God of War, Chains of Olympus. This is a game for the PSP. It's another game that shows the great hardware prowess of PSP. I think it's for me it's the most impressive handheld console. I didn't bother with PS Vita. Maybe I'll get it someday, but this game is one of the examples of the great capabilities of PSP. And I think this was originally an exclusive for the system, and then it was ported to PS3. Another unexpected game for the PSP is R-Type Tactics. It's not, as its name would suggest, a horizontal scrolling shooter, but it's surprisingly a turn-based strategy game. Admittedly, it's for fans of arcade games, it would be a boring game. But I've played a couple of missions in the campaign, and it's actually a rather deep and satisfying strategy game. And really has impressive graphics, a little monotonous music, but which you can switch off. But if you have a PSP and you are a fan of strategy games, this is an excellent suggestion. Okay, now so for some PC games. The first one, Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones. This one I played quite a lot on the original Xbox, and it was one of the games that I wanted for my collection because I didn't have it. I had to borrow the first game for the Xbox from a friend of mine, and I didn't have a physical copy. So after all those years, I saw this for €3, and I decided to add it to my collection. And I think there are a couple of other Prince of Persia games from this time. So yes, it was a really excellent game with very satisfying platforming and excellent graphics for its time, of course. King Arthur, the collection. Now I still haven't played this game, but it's from Paradox, so it should be good. I think it's an RTS game. Which resembles the Total War series, and it is set in the in the mythological in the times of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. An action RPG, Titan Quest Gold Edition, which contains the main quest and the expansion. It's also an older game. which I used to play. It's a top-down bird's eye view action RPG, which is also set in the ancient times, starting from ancient Greece. Your character travels to Egypt, and from there to the Orient, the Far East. And the later stages of the game are have a sudden spike in difficulty, so you have to equip your character and gain levels and experience, so that you can dispatch of your enemies in the later stages. Real Warfare 1242, another RTS game from medieval Europe. It's not as refined as Total War games, especially the user interface. The graphics are good, and but the gameplay, the lack of a good tutorial can discourage players who are not very familiar with this particular genre of games. But for the more experienced RTS players, it is an excellent game, focusing on battles in Middle Europe of the medieval kingdoms. I have some more strategy games. I always wanted to play the Dawn of War games, and I decided to buy the Master Collection, the games that have all the expansions and all the campaigns. Especially Dawn of War 2, which is has advanced graphics, refined gameplay, and yeah, these are two excellent real-time strategy games that I have never played, so I'm looking forward to getting into these games. And also two expansions for Total War Attila, Tyrants and Kings, and the Rise of Byzantium. Those are also standalone games, but each one contains another expansion to the game. Especially this one, the Rise of Byzantium, is follows the historic campaign of Belisarius, who was the king or the general of King Justinian and who briefly expanded the Eastern Roman Empire to Italy, southern France, and the Iberian Peninsula, Spain, and northern Africa. And now we're getting to the to the good stuff, to the games that are more appealing to broader audiences. Titanfall 2. Perhaps I'll get the Titanfall 1, but it doesn't have a good single-player campaign, and this one has an excellent single-player campaign, albeit a very short one. I think I don't know how many hours. I think it's below 10 hours. But yeah, I haven't played it yet, and I really want to see if the hype, if the excitement for this game is warranted. Another game that doesn't need any special introduction is Diablo 3, and I wanted to get the original title and the Reaper Souls expansion in their original cases, because Blizzard has the habit of producing excellent cases for their games. And believe it or not, I haven't played Diablo 3 yet, so and I'm afraid that if I start playing this game, it will be a real time sinker, so I really have to watch out. And another trilogy from this time from again from Blizzard, StarCraft, the first StarCraft, Wings of Liberty. I played this game, I had this game in digital form, and nowadays it's for free, the first episode. But I always wanted to get the physical version, and also I got the other two episodes, the sequel StarCraft, the Heart of the Swarm, and the Legacy of the Void, and I'm looking forward to continuing the campaign. And the final game I got for the PC, it's Mass Effect Trilogy. I got this for €9. I had ordered it. In summer, along with Mass Effect Andromeda, which was another disappointment. But unfortunately, it had run out, and I had to wait till Christmas for my supplier to have a copy of this at the price, at the discount price. So yes, I think this game has all the expansions, all the DLCs of the 3 games, and I think it's a collection 10 times worth the price I got it. Okay, let's finish off this video with games for the PS4 and Xbox One. I got my good friend George was kind enough to sell me his original PlayStation 4 Slim for a bargain price, and he gave me these two games with the system, Fallout 4 and Killzone Shadowfall. Both are excellent games. I don't think I will play Fallout 4 so much after Fallout 3 and New Vegas. I'm really burned out, and I don't think I will return to the apocalyptic world of Fallout. In fact, I'm planning of playing a little the first two games, the original games, because I've never had the chance to play them on when they were released. I think it was around 1999, if I'm not mistaken. And Killzone Shadowfall. This is a game with. It was a launch title for the PS4. It's not a particularly exciting game. It's and I really cannot enjoy it because I can't. I just can't play in FPS with the controller I'm used to, keyboard and mouse. And actually, I'm waiting for George's impressions of a little gizmo, a little adapter I got him for Christmas, that you can use to connect a keyboard and mouse on the PlayStation 4 to play FPS games, and I'm waiting for his impressions. If he's satisfied, I will get it for myself, so that I can play this kind of game. I can play these kinds of games with on the console. More games for the PS4. Horizon Zero Dawn, another game that needs no introduction. I think was Game of the Year for the console, one of the exclusives for PS4. And I think there is an expansion for this one as well. So yes, I got this used for I think it was 20 euros or something, and I'm expecting it would be a very exciting game. And also because I was following its production cycle, its developer diaries, I saw that it had a very stable refresh rate even on the regular PS4. Okay, another title for the PS4 collection, a 2-in-1 combo, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. I already have Beyond Two Souls on the original PS3, but I don't have although I've played for the PS3 the Heavy Rain. I have given away the PS3 version, so I had to take it back in my collection. So I was thrilled to get this on a discounted price, and I strongly suggest you go and play Heavy Rain. It's really a game based on QTEs and quick time events, but it has a very immersive story that will haunt you for a long time. Although this game has been mocked by many critics, and it's famous for its JSON meme. And but frankly, it's an excellent game. I haven't played Beyond Two Souls. The critics reviewed this game they were more critical of this game, and they said it wasn't as good as Heavy Rain, but yeah, I'm looking forward to these games. I really like this kind of cinematic experience. A couple of other games for the PS4, Uncharted 4. Of course, another game that needs no special introduction. I got it used, but it's in excellent shape. And Uncharted, I think it's in Greek. I don't know the English title. I think it's Searching for the Lost Treasure or something. And of course, it's a kind of game that Dean Thompson doesn't like to play because it has female characters. Yes, it has strong female characters, so it's not a game for Dean Thompson. Okay, moving on. Until Dawn. Until Dawn. It's a game with horror game. Yes, it's a horror game with fantastic graphics and you know, cinematic setting, and it really pushes the hardware of PlayStation 4, and I think that in PlayStation 4 Pro it would be it would perform better, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this, because when we want to see in action, it's terrific graphics. Another game that I got for very cheap, I think it was for $10 or something. It's Drive Club. I'm not very keen on arcade. You know, it's not an arcade game. It's not an arcade racer. It's, you know, some sites that are they call it simcade, a hybrid genre between simulation and an arcade. And but one of the reasons I got this is that it's one of the few racing games for the PlayStation 4, for PS4, and it's an exclusive you can't find in another platform. And to tell you the truth, I'm tempted of getting Gran Turismo Sport, because they beefed up the single-player campaign, and we'll see. But this one I had to have to for the PS4, because it's the graphics are really breathtaking. Of course, Assassin's Creed Origins. I showed the unboxing of the collector's edition, and I haven't played a lot. I played only a couple of missions, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's the graphics are really outstanding. Although it's not the refresh rate, it has some serious frame drops from time to time on the PS4. I really wanted to get this game for the PC, but Ubisoft, in one of their infinitely wise decisions, they didn't include the physical copy in the collector's edition. They had only a card for with the code of the game that you could download it from the internet. So yeah, I decided, since I have the console now, I decided to get the PS4 version. And the last game for the PS4, this one, Shadow of the Beast, another rather obscure title for the PS4. I had seen the Guru Meditation playing this game when it was launched, I think last year. Perhaps it's not a very good game, but it's a 2.5D, I think, platform game. It's you know, a spiritual successor of the old Shadow of the Beast games in Amiga. And of course the Guru Meditation guys were very excited for this game because they absolutely adore everything Amiga related. So yes, I'm looking forward to playing this game. And the last 4 games for the Xbox One. The first one, For Honor. This is primarily a multiplayer game, but I got it for the campaign. The campaign of this game is rather short, but I wanted to have it because I really love when I saw the first gameplay videos of this title. I really liked it. I like you know, the tactical melee combat and the graphics, the whole you know, medieval atmosphere of the game. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this game, even if it's for the short single player campaign, which is a glorified tutorial to acclimatize you with the controls and the basic principles of the gameplay in order to jump to multiplayer. Of course, Forza 7. I found this new for 25 bucks, and I couldn't resist the opportunity to get this. And to think that I still haven't played a lot of Forza 7 or Forza 6, sorry, and I still haven't played a lot of Forza Horizon 2. So yes, I'm not sure when exactly I will start playing Forza 7. We'll see. Another game that my good friend George has been bugging me to get, and I finally got for the Xbox One, is The Witcher, The Wild Hunt, the game of the year with all the expansions. And another huge game that I sincerely don't know when I will find the time to play it. And I'm afraid that once I start playing this game, I will my life will be ruined. Okay, and the last game, finally, Victor Vran, Oracle Edition, another excellent suggestion from George. It's a Diablo 3 action RPG with the additional bonus of featuring elements and music from the legendary metal band of Motorhead. And a nice touch from the game is it has this neat art cards from the game and some members. I think this is this Eddie Clark or you know, the Animal Filthy Taylor? I don't know. I don't remember which one is it. This one, I think it's Mickey D. I think it's Mickey D. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Ian Kilmster, Lemmy. Maybe you should call me Lemmy, from now on, because come to think of it, Lenny comes from Leonard, but my name is Lambros, so I should be called Lemmy, or maybe not, because there can be only one Lemmy. Anyway, I think he passed out. He died a couple of years ago, and unfortunately Eddie Clark died. It was not long ago. I think it was actually a week ago. So unfortunately, all the original members, all the members of the original band are not with us anymore. So fuck yeah, Motorhead, and fuck the Beatles.